Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to Just Kicking It with Polo Show. And
I'm Soy.
Yeah. So we're Calgary based rappers. We're trying to put on our city. This is something we do weekly, where we just discuss like everything that happens in the world of hip hop. So we're gonna start with our first segment here, the global segment. So top of our list, SNITCH9 goes number one.
Damn.
You know, we all doubted him. You know, it's a known fact that it's a known fact that he's like a hated person. You know, it's funny that this record is called Trolls. You know, so I guess let's talk about it. You know, so I don't know. What do you think about it? We know that he's definitely being blackballed in the industry. Then playlists are not playlisting him, like Rap Caviar, like all the main playlists aren't putting him, in all the rap playlists. He's not getting radio play, like he's getting blackballed there as well. Like they've talked about it. But he just has this buzz, with him because he's the first, he's a fucking anomaly in hip hop, So that story is always gonna have some controversy with it, and is always gonna have some attraction, or traction, whatever it might be. But anyways, yeah, the song went to number one without any industry connections or anything, just fans, as we want to call it, streaming it, and getting it to the number one. So what do we think of the song? Let's start with that. I think we talked about the song last week. I think we talked about how
the video.
Nicki Minaj in the video, and just whether Nicki Minaj sold her soul for
you were very disappointed. I was like, damn.
I was, but I mean, like, I'm at the end of the day, I'm sure like her managers or whatever are shaking their hands or whatever, or popping champagne, because fuck, the record went number one. I'm seeing this is Nicki Minaj's first number one.
I don't.
Or did she go number one with Doja Cat?
She did, which is so weird to me.
Yeah, so this is our second number one, which is like, and I saw Academics had brought this up as well. It's like, it looks like Nicki's like, she's not trying to make a legacy play right now. She's not trying to because someone had talked about like doing a project, her and Wayne doing a project.
That'd be fire.
Together on the podcast that Wayne was doing. But, like he was like, he doesn't see her doing something like that. Like right now, it just seems like she's chasing those hits, because, we've seen it consecutively now. She's gone with Doja Cat. Now she's with 6ix9ine, she's trying to get to that number one, so from a business standpoint, aligning herself with 6ix9ine and putting out that record, put her at a number one for the second time in her career, so I guess it was a great move. Do you agree with that move?
Man, in this day and age, I've stopped giving a fuck. I always want to be like, I want to be like, yo, have some integrity. And then I'm just like, there's no integrity in this music industry. That guy is a terrible person. And he's number one, which is like a good thing and a bad thing. Because I think he's a terrible influence on children. Good God, could it be a worse role model for kids? But for like independent artists, is good because sometimes, man, there's these little circles and they don't want to let you in. So the fact that he made his own way, was it a way that is doable for anyone else? Probably not. His life is going to be awful after this little run.
It's because of mad controversy, because of mad controversy, because it is a known fact when you look at 6ix9ine, take away, if you take away the hair, you take away that he's putting out records, he is just controversy. That's what's driving the train, and I feel like it's not even about him snitching, it's that every other week, he's going on live, calling out someone, or, just trying to, posting about someone, just, what I mean? Like just, and obviously it's selling his brand, it's more controversy, but at the end of the day, it's like, I feel like that's why these platforms aren't trying to align with you. It's not because you're a snitch. They don't care, it's the, like, they align with you today, and then tomorrow you start like dissing Ariana Grande. We love Ariana Grande. Why are you trying to fuck her up? So it's just, You know what I mean? So I feel like that's how people are seeing it. You know, why would Nike give you a deal when they know tomorrow you're gonna be beefing with like Jordan? You know, that's gonna fuck up their money. You know, like.
Actually, I don't know, man. I think it might. I think tables might turn. I think it is all about money, man. All these people want to talk about integrity, but I do think, like, to be honest, like the song, if it wasn't for Nicki Minaj, the song wouldn't even be like it wouldn't be listenable. But Nicki
Okay, so
Minaj
let's talk about the song.
Yeah.
Is it a good song? Let's rate that song.
Nicki Minaj's song, or Nicki Minaj's part, I really like.
I do. I think she just went in. She did her thing.
She's still, to me, I think she's the baddest in the game right now. To be honest, I don't know who else is like up there. I don't know, dude.
I feel like Cardi's up there. It's just like we've not heard from her. And Megan is definitely clawing her way up. To be one of the baddest in the female rap game. So that's how I'm seeing it. But yeah, Nicki's still up there. Yeah, she definitely handled it. What do we think about 6ix9ine's part?
I don't even know. I don't know what he said. And there was like a pre-hook before the chorus, and I'm pretty certain he said "wash cock," and I'm like, what the fuck? Because I couldn't make it out, and then I'm like, is that what he just said? So it's we've discussed this. He's not good at rapping. He has great energy, though. Yeah. You can't take that away. He has incredible energy, and he's able to craft songs that are fun. But let's keep in mind, I'm pretty certain he's a pedophile. He's also the worst human. He only cares about success and numbers. But when he doesn't get that spot, he complains and he acts like the victim. So he really is just like a big pussy. I don't know, dude. I'm not a huge. I really love Nicki Minaj, though. I actually think the reason it went number one is because probably Nicki Minaj's fans. I think she has really great fans, very toxic fans, but
yeah, I think she has a great fan base that's down to push it. But yeah, definitely because I don't know, the last record Nicki Minaj put out, like the solo one that I know of, was Yikes. Do you remember that one?
Mm-hmm. Yep, we talked a little bit about it last week.
And I don't know, like it got on the charts, but it definitely, it probably didn't make top 10, right? Like,
No, I don't know.
It got into the Billboard Hot 100, so that just says to me, she has a fan base that can push it that high up there. Mm-hmm. But if it's, if the record isn't what it needs to be, it's not going to be there. Not saying that this Trolls record is that, that combined with now 6ix9ine's, controversy and, buzz, whatever you want to call it around him, I feel like that put it at number one. I'm going to see, is it going to do a consecutive week at number one, or is it going to be one of those like, yo, just did his thing and it's going to fly back down? The number 2 song right now is Rockstar by DaBaby featuring Roddy Ricch.
I haven't even heard it.
It's a pretty bumping song. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I definitely feel like, we have our opinions about 6ix9ine, whether I just feel like, so this is me like trying to be impartial, but it definitely was whatever we want to say about him. It was definitely a grind, whatever you had to do to get to this number one. So, good for him. He's gotten that number one. That being said, I don't like this record. I definitely haven't listened to it since I checked out that music video. I just, I wanted to end on that note. Like to me, I just feel like it's important that I state that. I was just saying like, yo, when you have the right record, you can get to number one. But I'm like, yo, this isn't the right record by no means, guys. Like this is like there's just a lot of bullshit around the record.
Man,
putting it in number one. I don't know. We'll see.
It might stay
1 year from today. Are we gonna fucking play this song and be like, yo, this is that hot shit from 2020?
The video was fire. That's all I say. I don't think I'll ever listen to it again in general. I have what I'm listening to. I don't know. I'm disappointed in hip hop. But That's another
Word.
sorry.
I feel you, man. So yeah, let's end it on that note.
Yeah.
Good for him. But how long would this charade last?
Yeah.
All right, on to the real. So, "Snow in the Bluff" is a song by J. Cole that was released this past week. In the record, he's talking about everything that's going on right now. All the issues in America. The social injustice, issues with the police. Inequality, race inequality. Just really talking about everything, and kind of like his approach, his point of view, or his perspective on the record is kind of like, he's talking about this girl who he sees who's being so brash and voicing her opinions just out there. She wears her heart on her sleeves, he says. And he, and he's basically like, what's the word I want to use? He's I don't know, he's criticizing, the way she's conveying her message. She's saying like, how are you, preaching to these people, she's talking about that. But I feel like, and that's basically the whole song, he's trying to, it's one verse and then a lot of music. But that's what he's talking about in the verse. He's talking about the issues, but that's like his reference point is like he's talking about seeing this girl, how she's talking on her timeline and whatnot. So immediately the song drops. The next morning, the world is in fucking disarray. Twitter is in outrage.
Yeah.
Like, how could you, Cole?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be fucking, we didn't want to hear anything but Black Lives Matter for fucking 3 minutes straight.
Yeah.
We
just wanted to look.
So Cole went on with a bunch of rants, went on Twitter. I don't even hop on Twitter like that, but definitely those tweets got to me. So definitely saw that. And he was like,
he doesn't read.
He was like, I stand by I stand by everything that I said, all that, blah, blah, blah. And but at the end of the day, he says like he doesn't feel like he's the one with the answers. And this time, definitely followed this chick. So he definitely, and everyone was speculating because he didn't actually say the girl's name in the record, but he definitely said follow this chick. Her name is No Name. She's a Chicago-based rapper. And then so that's that, and everyone's trying to cancel J. Cole because it was not what they wanted to hear from him at this time. And then follow up, this chick has replied, No Name, with song 33. It's a 1-minute song produced by Madlib, legendary producer. I love his stuff. And yeah, I only listened to it once, but I kind of got the gist of what she was saying. She was just kind of like responding brashly to Cole, so that's the gist of everything that happened. So first of all, what do you think about Cole, bringing her up in the record, making a record where he's referencing this chick, and then what do you think about her response?
Man, at first I was at Cole's defense, that's my favorite rapper. I am kind of disappointed in him, bro. Like, looking back on it, like, I get it. Like, you don't know. It's pretty easy to find information, though, man. It's pretty easy to literally just look things up and figure things out on your own. And Twitter, of course, I don't consider any cancel culture. No one's really canceled, bro. Actually, I despise cancel culture. I think people that I just listened to Change by Cole, and he's speaking on topical issues in that song. And people just aren't aware. People just hop on trends. So it's like, oh, we're canceling Cole today. Done. Like, they just canceled Jimmy Kimmel yesterday or some shit. So, it's day by day. But as far as Cole, I really like this song a lot. I thought his flow was crazy. I thought his rhyming was pretty simple. I thought the ending was pretty. It was like a pretty ending. But it sounded like, you know what? He's not the leader that I thought he was. And I guess that's kind of where I'm a little disappointed. I get.
What do you think of, what do you, sorry.
No,
Finish what you say?
that's all. And I was going to say, what you were going to ask what I think of No Name.
Yeah, like what do you think about him, bringing up No Name in that record, like that's the essence of the record.
I thought it was about Candace Owens, but of course I'm wrong. I guess you could relate it to the two. I think he just made it so it was like, he's like, people won't ever know. I don't know. We still don't know if it was about her. I don't know if he.
No, man, he said the next day, like, did you not read the bunch of tweets? Yeah, he tweets like, yo, follow her at No Name.
This motherfucker's trash.
You even put her name there. So it's like, it's her. He made it clear the next day, the next morning.
I don't know. I liked her response.
Why she responded.
I thought her response was hard. Like, it's just as far as like bars, I'm like, damn, she just rapped better than Cole, to be real. In a minute, she rapped better than him in that 3-minute track. Even though his flow, I've heard that flow before, but I've also heard rappers rap like her. But just her delivery was really dope. The beat was crazy.
I gotta check out that record again, man. I don't think I listened to that record like. Well, I did. I listened to it once. It was 1 minute. Like I said, like I got connected to my Bluetooth and it was almost over. I was like,
listen to it a few times on loop and you'll never know. I mean, it's like, okay, congrats. Like you're doing things like, I don't know. I just think it's like, it's so stupid. Like, I can't believe this is what Cole's bringing to the table. He's gonna.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Talking shit like this.
This is how I feel, man. I just feel like Cole is like, man. I just feel like if you're this, yeah, that's how I feel, man. I feel like, Cole should not have brought up her name or brought up talking about this chick in the record. This is like, first of all, if this is supposed to be the damn people want music from me right now in this time, where I need to put something out, addressing whatever, and this is supposed to be that record. Then yeah, we love the music. It sounds dope. Your rapping is dope. The music is dope. But it's like, I don't think it wasn't necessary to bring up this chick or talk about her. You could, you know what I mean? It was just kind of, I guess it's dope. It's J. Cole trying to bring up a different perspective. It's like, yeah, I'm looking at this chick. I'm scrolling at her timeline, but it's like, I was like, nah, B, because it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. You could have done it without talking about this shit, because I was like, obviously this is what it turned into, and it's like, I can see why, I can see why she would take it away and put out this record, where she's obviously rapping aggressively, towards. And I saw the same thing after she put out this record the next day. She did like a bunch of tweets, saying, like, yo, I just, I let ego get the best of me when I recorded that and put that out, obviously, like, that's not the way I would react, to Cole or whatever, blah, 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 same thing, I don't know. It's like, so I don't know.
Did she get canceled too? You responded? Who is this girl? I don't know. I'm not taking into consideration what cancel culture said, because they said he was like misogynistic. It's like, okay, well, he can have an opinion. I just think, for me as a hip hop fan, as a huge J. Cole fan, I'm like, bro, I loved where you were going. And I do think he muddied it up with having that, with kind of taking a shot in a way.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, this could, if this was a song, because that's what we're doing right now. We're talking about why he took shots at Atlanta. We're talking about, this song versus this song now, because now it almost seems like a diss thing or whatever, you know what I mean? Or why he's talking, because and that's what he made it about. This is supposed to be a song that addresses, what's going on in America right now, but, him addressing this shit kind of makes it about that. And I agree. I believe that he didn't need to talk about this shit. Like, it could have, like, literally this, if he wrote a verse to talk about the exact same thing, except without talking about this girl, it would be that's all we'd be talking about. He could still have the same perspective,
right? Maybe breaking down bars, probably.
Exactly. We wouldn't be dealing with this, So I just felt like it's like, I don't know what it was. I almost felt like a clout thing, It was almost like, because now it's like people are like, yo, let's go check out this chick's timeline. What are you talking about? This making like Cole. Like,
I don't even like thinking about that. Making something for clout.
So, and that's kind of how I feel, so So yeah, that's how I feel. I don't think it was right for him to put her name in the record, or talk about her in the record. He didn't put her name in it.
Yeah.
And then I don't think I don't think her response was unwarranted. I think, it was just, it made sense, because it was just like, you're this rapper on the come up, you never heard from J. Cole in your life. You definitely heard all his albums and mixtapes, and then fucking his latest single, man's calling you out for just doing your thing every day on social media. You're like, yo, what? You know what I mean? Like, so I understand. I understand like feeling away and getting in the booth,
Right, dude. And I think we'll get off this really soon, but I did want to just preface it with like, I liked what he was saying though. I just think where he was talking about having differences of opinion and being able to look at other things and be like, hey, I don't know everything. Maybe someone else can teach me. And like the whole point about like preaching to the choir type thing where you're like, yeah, you're giving this message to people that already agree with you. So it's like, that's not going to help anyone. But it's like the fact that it was directed directly at someone who shouldn't have even, it's like, it took away from me the actual song. And it's for J. Cole's not canceled. Let's just
J. Cole's not canceled.
You can't cancel J. Cole, bro. He's done too much. He's too important.
These same people that are fucking like canceling him are going to fucking buy the album.
They probably haven't even heard a J. Cole album. Let's be real. I don't know who this cancel culture is. Actually,
I don't know. I don't know. But I know I get what you're saying with that though.
Yeah.
But yeah, J. Cole is not canceled to me.
I'm getting that out.
I do, I definitely feel like I disagree. I mean, we both are saying, it wasn't the right move to bring up this girl, but we do agree with the message in the song, and he's still on top of his game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this was just like, Cole just
bit of a misstep for Cole for me.
Exactly, just a misstep. So yeah, on to our next topic, which actually relates. Because here's Punch responding to a fan. So let's see.
By the way, Punch's Twitter is amazing.
What does he post on Twitter?
He just posts stuff about TDE, and he's always very open. And he's always having conversations and posting them. He's really funny.
So a fan says, "Tell Kendrick it's time for the real to return." And Punch responds to dude saying, "Nah, niggas don't appreciate it." So Punch, for those who don't know, is like CEO of TDE. Or I think he's COO, and then Top Dog is CEO. But he helps run the label. So he would be the one to answer an executive question like that, like when is the next Kendrick album coming out, and basically just saying, nah, y'all won't appreciate it. And I think it basically just in reference to the whole Cole thing, because obviously, Cole and Kendrick occupy the same space, when we talk about rappers, of that high caliber, or who have, content in their music or who are conscious, right? And so it just seems, we just watched it happen literally overnight. Man's put out a record, it touched the platforms midnight and woke up the next morning having to like defend himself. He probably wrote more words in this rant than he did on the record, like, you know what I mean? So the whole world is like, nah, we're done with J. Cole. All these memes, like, nah, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just like, people are asking the next day, so your artist who has a similar style of music and is probably going to talk about this issue as well. When is he going to drop? And you're like, you kidding me? Like, we're going to drop when everything clears up, man. Like if J. Cole can get canceled, like of all artists,
no one's safe.
Exactly. Like who is safe? Y'all need a fucking.
I want to confront Twitter. Anyways.
So I guess that's our topic here. So how. Do you agree with that? Like, them as a record label saying, nah, that's not the time. Like, his music is going to talk about the issues at hand, but it's like, they know, like, just right now, the way the tone of the audience is, it might not be accepted. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, man. I think you said to me is read the room, and it's like, now is just not the time. People are confused. People are jumping to conclusions too fast nowadays. People are really stressed out right now, all probably has to do with being a part of cancel culture. You would probably be stressed if you just hate on people all day.
You just like wake up in the morning like, oh, this is the next person I gotta hit on.
You're like, I'm the devil. But that is the climate, and for some reason, man, I don't know. I'm not even like, I'm not even in a position right now where I'm like, do I need to hear a Kendrick Lamar album right now? I don't know if I do. Like, I'm just not in that mode right now. I just want things to get better.
A word. I think I saw recently that LeBron James. Let me just pull up his Twitter.
LeBron James is awesome. He is the man.
He's definitely like a leader. Obviously in his profession, but just in the community, in the Black community, and in hip hop culture as well. Because it intersects basketball and hip hop. To my brothers and sisters in sports, this is like a tweet he posted today. To my brothers and sisters, I said in hip hop, in sports and arts, we have incredible influence in our community. We need to use this moment to demand change. I got to be honest, I struggle with what to demand because so damn much needs to change, but I'm starting with our right to vote. So I guess just trying to fix that in whatever level you can fix that at. But why I brought this up was just kind of, it feels like right now, all these guys, I think I was talking to you about it this weekend, just how celebrities shouldn't have to come out right now and, be a voice or whatever, because, the people are doing a really good job, and it feels like if a Drake was to step out into the street, it's going to take away from the crowd, So it's right now, it's the everyday person that's going out and making that movement. It's making it happen. We don't want the celebrities, necessarily. I saw Dave Chappelle talk about this as well. And so in what he's talking about is, he has this voice. He knows who he is, and he's talking to these other people in the arts, the Jay-Z's, the people who have this voice as well, to start some kind of change. But is the change going to be from going back into, because right now all these celebrities have been quiet up until this point. Is the change going to be from going back into the game because of COVID, right? These guys haven't been playing, and there's talks about the season continuing, or whether it's going to continue or not. I guess what I'm getting at here is, do you think these guys will have more impact, if they focus on what they're doing right now, being activists, trying, LeBron says, no, no more season. I'm going to be an activist until we get some shit done. Same with Kendrick. Nah, you guys aren't getting my album right now. I'm going to use my voice to do something until this shit gets done, Do you think that's more effective than Kendrick Lamar? Because you were just like, yo, I don't think I want a Kendrick Lamar album right now, Do you think that's more effective than Kendrick Lamar putting out an album right now where he's talking about this stuff? Or, LeBron James playing basketball right now, talking to an interviewer during, the game or whatever, and, bringing up these matters. So I guess I'm bringing this up because it's like, is their voice more powerful, doing their thing, doing their arts or their sports, whatever it is, or are they more powerful, not trying to, like you said, you don't want a Kendrick album? Would it be more effective for you if Kendrick was to just, do something else, go out in the street, you know what I mean? So I guess that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, dude, something Kanye West did. He, I don't remember what he donated to. It wasn't Black Lives Matter.
He donated to George Floyd's daughter's college fund.
Right, which is dope.
Yeah,
which is action like that. But I mean, I would love for these guys that are they're fucking doing this whole spiel about inequality, and they're living these very privileged lives. Doesn't matter who you are. It's the action starts with the individual. It's sure, you could say all this stuff, but like there's a lot of shit going on in the actual communities, which sucks. And you're able to change it because there's massive amounts of wealth in hip hop. Like why the hell, you know, it's like J. Cole, why instead of like releasing a record where you're attacking someone.
He sounds like you're trying to start a beef with a teenager,
bro,
from another city. You know, like anyways. Yeah,
why don't you fucking put some you know these places in North Carolina. I lived in North Carolina, and it's not just black communities, man. It's like it's the whole community, and so it's like there's going to be people no matter who you are. It's just like I think it's more classism at this point to me, and like I heard. This is gonna sound bad, bro, but just bear with me. I heard this girl complaining about like racial inequality in the workplace, and she told this story, right? And so I was with her, and then by the end of the story, I'm pretty sure that's just a bad manager because it sounded like but they chalked it up to like racism, and so I think the real battles that people should give a shit about, that people are so selfish, bro. They literally immediately go, well, this is what happened to me. It's like, no, like the people that are suffering the most right now are the people that have these, bro. The people that are suffering the most are poor people, are people that people just don't have opportunities. Some lady that has 3 kids that had her business destroyed because of protests, like, it's so bad to me. I don't know. I think putting money into schools, into some sort of freaking police reform solution. It's like, I know I hate to say it, man, but it pisses me off that Trump was able to do it within like 2 days, where he literally just signed a document and he's like, hey, he kind of like kickstarted it. But it's like they've been able to do this the whole time. And
what do you mean?
He put in an executive order for police reform, which essentially is like, it's kind of like a way to start it, which is great. But it's like these same people that are like in these positions of power that are talking about inequality have the power, and they're you know, they're able to make change. And it's like, it's just sad to see to me. It's like, obviously, like, man, if I could help, I would. And I just have to watch. I can only watch because I can't help.
So what you're saying is you agree with the fact that,
I'm sorry, I went on a rant.
No, I mean, yeah, no, it still makes sense. You know,
yeah.
Like J. Cole should not be putting out a song right now where he's dissing some chick, supposedly. You know, Kendrick Lamar should not be putting out an album right now. LeBron should not be picking up a basketball right now. You want to see these guys, if they're really about it, you know, put their money, you know, into these, you know, issues, or, you know, just be out in the field trying to make stuff happen. You know, that's kind of how I feel as well, man. Exactly. Like I don't want a new album from these artists, you know. J. Cole said it on the track, yo, I feel like I could be doing enough, you know, I could be doing more, you know. And it's the truth, you know. Yeah. And it's like, yo, it's easy to get in the booth and say, yo, I feel like I'd be doing more. You know, and everyone's like, yo, J. Cole, you really spoke that truth. But nah, fam, like, fucking do more. Don't just, you know.
I had my Stan goggles on when I was listening to it at first. So I had to separate myself when I went back to it. But anyway, sorry to cut you off. Keep going.
No, man, that's all I'm saying. Like, I 100% feel that way, you know. And I guess, again, it's a good record. I like it. I've gone back to it a lot of times. I think I listened to it today as well. Like, it's, you know, it's good music, but it's like at the end of the day, I'm just like, you know, I'm like, this is, you know, like, I don't know, man. I just feel like if this is going to be like, this period is going to happen, and this is going to be like DJ Cole, this is going to be your contribution, you know, where you're damn near dissing some chick on this record, which just takes away from the message of the record, you know.
Which is a great message. Which is a message that needs to be heard, which sucks.
Yeah, you know, I want to see these guys doing more, you know. I want to 100%. I don't want J. Cole. Like, I don't want J. Cole to say, yo, I'm not a leader. Don't look at me. And
you are a leader, bro. Yeah, like
stream this record. Like that's not what we want. We want to see more. So I think that's why I read that tweet. Just LeBron is again a leader, not just in his sport, but in the community overall. Just a call to again all the people. Let's do something about this stuff that's happening. We're not. Again, like you're right. These guys are fucking. They live in mansions. Like
It's like, what are
they
you
can't be out in
saying,
the
bro?
street protesting. That's not what we need from them. They can provoke real change. And so yeah, that's what we want to see from them. And then once the change happens, and then everything is like, we're seeing the ripple effect. Then we want that Kendrick album. Then we can have a back and forth with Cole and whatever, and then we can get back to the seasons of whatever.
Right.
But yeah,
What's
we wanna
something
change.
that what's the change that you want to see, like personally? What's something that's on your heart?
I don't know, man. Like for me, racism, man. Like I feel like that's.
Oh, yeah.
But at the end of the day, no. And obviously,
I know, yeah.
at the end of the day, like how will that end? Like it's not like I'm all, I want that to end, but it's like I'm also aware that that's not going to happen overnight. It's going to be a mindset that people have to work at. Everyone has to be aware of, and even the people that the people can't be passive about it anymore. Like I was talking about this, like you can't allow racism happen around you. Even people that say they're not racist. So yeah, man, that's one change I would like, and I do believe that change is happening, man. We're seeing it with all these little, like, where all these corporations, whether it is because they're getting pressured into doing it. That's what the point of the protesting is for, man. Like, fucking, you don't want to do it willingly, so we're gonna fucking march until you do it. So, so even if they're fucking still racist, but they're fucking doing it, because they're being pressured. At the end of the day, these systems they're making are gonna make it so the next generation experience less racism, and
That's
if
what
we have to
we
do
would
another
hope.
one of these. Exactly. If we have to do another one of these marches, hopefully not, like, or whatever,
Hell no.
to get it to the point where it's zero racism. So
Well, that's
so
never.
be it. But for me, like that was your question. What is one change I would like to see? I would like to see that. I would like to see that change. And obviously, that's again, like I said, I can't snap my fingers and make everyone not be racist. That's going to be a personal issue. But again, I think what's going on right now is seeing that change systematically, and that's why we're seeing the call for police reform. And so if we could change something right now, it would be that, right? Like to get that change going. Like how can we detect? How can we detect when we have an officer that's quick on that path? It might be a great detective, might be a great officer, but he's fucking pulling over black guys every other day and beating them up or whatever, or you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, we can't let that slide, and if you have, and again, I just feel like whenever that's a situation, because these are happening, we're hearing these stories come up. And if that's a situation and there's a police force, it's obvious to me that the other guys on his police crew know that he's that dude, whether, you know what I mean? There's no way you can be, if you're like a racist cop or whatever, like there's no way the people on your crew don't know this detail about you, or haven't seen this about you. And it's like, if they're also like genuine, honest cops, they're, even if they don't practice this themselves, then it's their obligation as well, And so I hope that's part of this reform, is that we detect that, we just figure out a way to eliminate these kind of cops, and whether it's part of the training, to also be able to, call out another cop that's doing it. You know what I mean? I don't fucking know anything about fucking, political reforms and shit, but I know the change I want as a citizen, So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Word.
So yeah, man. So in conclusion, with that topic, we won't be getting a new Kendrick album until y'all stop stalking, stop that Twitter canceling culture, fuck that shit.
And that shit.
Yeah.
Also, if you're woke, bro, I feel like woke people that are like too woke, whatever that means, or like side with them and side with like cancel culture, are usually like have like really racist shit happening in their life, or like they're like, I don't know. I don't like where some of the stuff's going. I feel like they're taking away from the message. I think the message is I think the message is and should be Black Lives Matter, because it's a discrimination thing. And I think to just chalk it up to it's just so many layers, and I don't like seeing people take a movement and like Twitter gives people, or Twitter or Instagram give people the ability to have a voice, and some people just shouldn't have one. Not because like I hate them. Well, sometimes
people just say stupid shit, man. Like, I get it.
I mean, some shit is like, yo, so you're the most selfish person alive. They called to cancel Jesus. By the way, they said we should tear down Jesus. I think it was Sean something. Who's the guy that's like super racist on the low? Sean White or something. I don't know. He's weird. But he called. But people are taking this and making it something totally new, and they're making it like about politics, and it's like, come on. This is why this keeps happening. It's because they're diverting the issue, and it's like,
I feel you. I do believe that there's the good handful of people, and for the most part, like a lot of the leaders I'm seeing of these movements, I'm seeing, they're still on the right track. Obviously there's a lot of bullshit. Like I know what you're saying, but I do believe like the movement is still going on, and those that are at the forefront are still pushing because of, Black Lives Matter. And, yeah, we're going to have the looters, the politicians trying to spin this, to their favor or whatever. But, I'm still for what's going on, so that's what I'm saying.
Man. I just I really do want equality. And I think I desperately wish the world could just stop giving a fuck about that stupid shit, because it's just not a determining factor of who you are, and it shouldn't be. And it just makes me sad, bro. I just hate it, bro. It's so stupid. It's like legitimately, if you're actually like, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I could go on about this. It just stresses me out. I think I could just care. I really would love someone to go into like these communities and ask the people that they're supposedly protesting for what they think, because it seems like the only voices we have are rich people that are trying to tell us how hard the struggle is. And it bothers me, man, because it's like some of these guys have literally had an easier life than most people. And it's like, we got to understand I don't know. It's just I think it's a very weird place where things are going right now. I don't know how in tune you are with like news and stuff like that. It's just, I'm watching a bunch of shit and I'm like, good Lord, like what is going on?
I think it is the people from these communities, man, that are at the forefront.
I think so.
In America, yeah, man, that are marching. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not the celebrities. Like, the people who started this whole movement is the everyday man going, like, says, yo, I'm fed up with this shit, and, marching. And that's what we're saying. It's at this point, this has been going on for weeks now, and it's at this point, we're now starting to see celebrities make this integration, so whether it's with music or whatever.
Right. Sorry to get so off track, man. It's on my mind.
It is what it is. We're still on track.
Cool.
So that concludes our global news.
Cool.
On to the next.
On to the next. Now we will start at national. First topic today is best verse on What's Poppin', the Jack Harlow record. So it features obviously Jack Harlow, DaBaby, Tory Lanez, and Lil Wayne. Show you just listen to it. What do you think, my friend?
Yeah, I thought it was. I can remember when we had a session, before this pandemic started. One of the last sessions we had, where Jay was here, and I think it was B More had played the What's Popping song, just randomly, and Jay was like, "Yo, I actually fuck with this." I was hearing it for the first time too, and I was fucking with it too. So right off the bat, I would say the What's Popping track is a great track, right? Out of that guy's catalog, if he was gonna, remix one of his songs with a star-studded cast, it should be that one. So it was a great song to start with. I do feel like, with the way the beat is, it didn't really give them, a lot of range for flows. They weren't allowed to be too dynamic. It's just come on and use that one flow or whatever. So yeah, so I feel like it's a good song. So even the remix is going to be good. So let's get that out of the way. It's good. Now let's talk about the verses. I just listened to it straight through once, but I have been hearing, I've been seeing it on social media, and I've been hearing previews of everyone's verse. I saw recently that Lil Wayne actually, and that's Lil Wayne actually called up they had an interview, right, on his Lil Wayne podcast with Jack Harlow, yeah. And on the podcast, basically Lil Wayne or Jack Harlow asked Lil Wayne who he thought had the best verse on the record. Mm-hmm. And Lil Wayne's answer was, Tory definitely went crazy. This was an article. I don't know if you saw the article. And in the article, I didn't actually watch the thing. It says that he went on to ask. He was like, "So did you hear my verse though?" I had the first verse, so just trying to get, and Weezy just laughs. Right. Just kind of you're still a young kid. You got ways to go. But anyways, to answer your question, I don't know, man. We're all talking about the same stuff. I think Weezy, right off the bat, hearing it, Weezy said some stuff that that caught my ears, more than anything else. I don't know. What did he say? He said let me pull up the lyrics here. But who's your pick?
I guess when I first initially heard it, I definitely was DaBaby was my favorite verse. Which you told me that it was I guess I'm not on social media right now, so I didn't even know. I guess that's apparently the weakest verse. I just I don't know. I like the way he got on the beat. I thought the song overall was I don't know. It's kind of just I guess it's a remix, so it's not supposed to be something that's super impactful. And you said it already. They really can only have one flow on it, and it's they're all just and then DaBaby diss rapidy rap, but they were all doing rapidy rap. So I was just but I don't know. It was cool. I actually like the original more.
Yeah, I fuck with the original as well.
I actually really like that song a lot. I remember listening to that quite a few times. But he actually has some Jack Harlow actually has some really good music. It's pretty diverse. It's more like a pop rap, but I think he can rap pretty well. So it's good to hear. I don't know. You had lyrics you brought up?
Yeah. There's actually more bars than I thought. But he said Obama presidential rollie, that's black on black. Slick. One that caught my ears here, he said, "Yeah, what's poppin'? Brand new phone, just dropped it. Oh, fuck it. I got options. I bust down a couple Apple Watches." Just basically, that brand new phone just dropped it, we can all relate. And he says, "I got options, I bust down a couple Apple Watches. So I don't need a phone when I can fucking get diamonds in my Apple Watches," is what he's saying. So yeah, just some more slick shit. I didn't really hear anything in anyone else's verse like that. I just felt like everyone was just kind of plugging in the words. But yeah, I guess that's why this is in our national news, because the GOAT Weezy definitely said Tory had the best verse, so that's how we're gonna remember it.
I guess, yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, It's a moment. I don't know if we're gonna be talking about this record next week. Honestly, like it just.
I don't know. I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Wayne had the best verse in my opinion.
Word. You are a Wayne stan, though, my friend. But he was.
I mean, I listen to everyone's verses now, and I was like,
he was going on. He was. All right. So for second topic, should Billboard stop counting bundles, and are they getting out of hand? Nav went number one. So you said for goodness sake. So that's a good point. I would like it to be just music. I think that would make things a lot more fair because some people just don't have the means to do these type of things. Like these guys are backed by freaking huge labels that can just spend this money all willy-nilly and have these big bundle deals where you get like free t-shirts. Like it's cool. Like obviously like getting like t-shirts and stuff is awesome, but it's like counting that towards like a album sale is like doesn't really make sense to me.
It doesn't, man. Yeah. It doesn't. And I guess again, this is international because we talked about this maybe whenever Nav went number one a couple weeks back.
I think it was first episode.
And it's like, you know, we're just both like, yo, let's be real. Nav is not supposed to go number one. Like, what the fuck is going on? You know, like, we know the quality of his music. We know his like ability, like, you know what I mean? But it's just like, it's the news now. Like Nav is number one. And I'm like, you know, we accepted it when it happened then. We're just like, yo, that's the game. You played the game well.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was watching Everyday Struggle and the same thing came up. And they brought up that, you know, when Nav did it, it was cool, you know, but now 6ix9ine has done it to get the number one song. It's a known fact that they sold more like face masks, like more of the merch stuff than the record. And I think the way it works is kind of like if X amount of streams equals like 1 unit sold, whatever that dollar amount is like, if you're selling a shirt for $20, they can break that down into the unit. So maybe your $20 shirt is worth like 5 plays, you know, which doesn't make any sense, you know, but it's bringing it down to money at the end of the day. So the more stuff, I think they said they were selling like patent leather, like outfits. So, you know, you could like, I shit you not, man. So a fan could probably spend like $100 and something on like an outfit, and that would count towards like 20 something plays.
Yeah.
You know, and in the grand scheme of things, it looks like, yo, this thing did mad numbers, but it's like, you know, look at the stats. It did like a percentage of what the actual sales are.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, that's how they canceled it. And this is what Nicki was complaining about in 2018 when this happened, when she had the same release date as Travis Scott's Astroworld. I don't even remember the name of the album she dropped, man. That's Queen, right? And, you know, Travis Scott got the number one and she was just complaining that like, yo, he wasn't even selling music, man. Like he's selling all this other stuff, like the experience of like, yo, t-shirts, like all this, you know, Travis Scott's selling a bunch of stuff. Mm-hmm. And Travis Scott has the kind of fan base that they're about that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. The point she was making was that I think if it came down to just the music sales, she would have gotten the number one.
Right.
Whereas he sold all that extra stuff and like passed her by miles, you know, and when she was being outspoken about it, then everyone was kind of like, yo, you're just being a sore loser, Nicki. But then she's like, all right, I'm gonna play the game your way. And now she's done it with 6ix9ine and we're kind of like, yo. So,
yeah, it's kind of weird, bro. It's like, I don't know. Yeah. Like you said, man, like at first it was like, okay, like, all right, I guess this is just the game now, but it's also like, well, fuck that. Like, what? Like, why is it even the same? How is it the same? How is it the same value? Like, how do they, like, that's so backwards because it's literally not listening to the song. Like, it makes sense that even streaming doesn't make sense. It's like, what is it? Like every 10,000 plays?
Yeah, it's every 1,500 plays counts towards 1 unit sold.
That's insane.
1,500 streams.
That's a lot.
A stream is 30 seconds of audio played.
I guess that could be measured pretty quick, but
I think the reason why this bundle thing started happening was when we shifted from it being physical things to just streaming. Streaming is now taking over. Like CDs are dead, straight up. Like last year they were kind of, now they're dead, you know what I mean? Like, so like now we're at the point where I feel like they lost a lot of, what is the word I want to use? Revenue, just the total amount, what they were grossing, right? So think of like Lil Wayne's The Carter 3 did 1 million copies first week in 2008. That's 1 million physical CDs sold. So they sold at like what, $10 a piece? That's $10 million the label grossed, and then from there everyone gets their split. Today, if someone was to do platinum in a week, that's 1,500 streams times the million, which when we look at the money, because the streams are just like fractions of a percentage, is not going to be the same as that 10 million it was in 2008. So I feel like the industry, billboards definitely saw that, and it's like, we can't keep reporting like, how does this guy have the #1 album yet the money amount is so low? So let's start counting more stuff just so we can make it more competitive. But I think the argument is valid now. Like before, maybe like it was cool with Astroworld because people say Astroworld is a classic, like in that realm of music, so it was okay at the time because Astroworld was a good album. And then, it might have sold the way it sold, but it was a good album, so we could condone it. Here we have artists like Nav, who we know. I don't consider Nav, I have like my A-list rappers and I have my B-list rappers, and I don't even put a Nav on that one, so like, and that's no offense to the homie, that's just being real. I feel like he can still grow, but here he is with the #1 album, and it's like, it's a known fact that he sold like 10 times. I shit you not, 10 times more like a merch and shit than music. 10 times.
So it's like if he had like 10,000 real listens, then if it was like 100,000, right? First week?
Something like that, yeah. So very low, exactly. Like I haven't heard that album. Have you heard that album?
Hell no.
How are we hip hop like people and we haven't, like, that's the #1 album? We haven't heard that album. It's not. I know that this is the general consensus in hip hop. We're not listening to that album. Like, no, I'm not. None of the songs have made it to me since it was released. You know what I mean? Like it happened in its moment and it's gone.
Yeah, I've had people put Nav on and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, that's kind of like my experience with his music. I know that's super rude, but
so I just feel like it's a concern now because it's like these people who we know, like people aren't streaming Nav's music like that.
Yeah.
The music isn't even that good, to be honest. So what's it doing at #1? Same thing with 6ix9ine, We will all agree that wasn't a very good song. I don't know what 6ix9ine is doing musically. I don't know what he's doing lyrically. Nicki came and did her thing, so we can justify that. But regardless, we just based on the record, I look at that record and I'm like, that shouldn't be the #1 song. I hate to say it, but it is what it is, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it is a really, I wasn't even like, I didn't even, because I saw it as kind of shitty when Travis Scott did it. And I think that's why people were kind of on Nicki's side when it happened, because it was like, well, you have your billionaire girlfriend literally just like,
yeah, that was another thing as well. It's like, in addition to not selling the music, you also got like Kylie fucking promoting, like she might as well be the artist that did the recording the songs.
It's her album. But yeah, like if it was like vinyls and like collector's editions stuff like that has to do with the music, and you actually have an opportunity to at least listen to the music, that has to just do with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like that makes sense. But like if I get a t-shirt, it just, it's a really strange thing that they made it so it's like that makes sense. Like we're supposed to just accept that. Like, oh, okay, so if I sell 100,000 shirts, but I only get one play on
I got the hottest album out.
#1 in the world. Like, what the fuck? No. That's what happened with Nav though. Like that's literally exactly what happened. He got
I
10
was just-
listens, and then he sold the rest in shirts. He made a nice clothing line, and then he went number one. That's probably fire clothes. If it's sold,
That's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I was thinking, because I saw someone comment that like, yo, he literally sold like 10 times more something kind of shirts than he did of any of his records. And I'm like, yo, that shirt must be fire as fuck, though. Like, if all these people are copying these shirts and not listening to his music,
that's crazy. They get the shirt, but they still don't hear the album. No one's ever heard this shit. Oh man, that's insane, dude. I didn't even think of it that way. That's so much. I need to look at the shirts now, though. Like, they actually might be flames if you sold that many.
Word.
But,
so yeah, man, we'll see. It was 6ix9ine going number one was actually our first topic in global.
Yeah.
You know, so again, we'll see. I feel like we'll give it another week. If that record right now is at the number one spot for the rest of this week, if it drops, I mean, today's Sunday, so the next chart will be out tomorrow. If it drops significantly, then we know what it was. You know, we know it was just the fans doing what they could to get it up there or whatever, and that's it. It came down like the next week, and it's just gonna keep dropping. And if that's the case, I hope that, you know, Billboard can see that, yo, maybe this system of ours is flawed. I mean, like, I feel like this is probably even pissing Billboard off too, because just a couple weeks ago they're like, yo, we're deleting 6ix9ine's history, and now he's number one. You know, they're like, yo, we got to fix the system. Like,
yeah, hopefully they do. That would make it'd make a lot. I think it'd make it a lot more. It may be a lot fair, and it'd be way more honest. Like, you should just change the way streams are done. Like, it seems like streams just don't really make sense to me, I guess. Like, I don't know how they calculate it. I know you said it's like every 30 seconds is like every 1,500 streams is a play, counts as a sale. But that seems like an awful lot to me. And it's also like the artist gets nothing. There's a lot of shady stuff going on with the.
Yeah, I mean, no, not every 1,500 counts as a unit sold. So back in the day when you would have gone into the HMV and purchased the one CD for $10, that is one unit, one album unit sold. You know.
I see. So if it was like 1,500 on one song, that would
exactly
be the whole project.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, that makes sense then. But it still seems like a lot. I don't know.
It is a lot. It is a lot.
Artists,
but
yeah, I feel like the artists need to be cared for more than treated how they're treated. They just give these guys, they give a certain amount of artists these crazy opportunities, and then everyone's just has to fend for themselves. But I guess we do live in a new age where we could probably make it work. Okay.
I agree.
So I think we're on the same page. I'm not going to listen to that Nav album. I'm going to definitely check out the clothing line, though. Maybe get a shirt.
Every hip-hop fan. Yo, Nav dropped?
Yeah.
I got to check out that merch.
Oh, shit. That's crazy. I ain't listening to it. No. Dude, everything, bro, I don't want to be an asshole, but I swear to God, there's only, I think it's the Travis Scott song on Birds in the Trap McKnight or whatever. That was hard. But there's a few features that he does that are really good. But every other time I've heard him, I just can't get down with it.
Bro, I think I actually did like this new album, whatever it's called. I think I did like a listen to 1, 2, 3, and I was just like, yeah, this is it. Like, I just jam like
headphones off,
like
burn Illmatic.
And so it's not even. So I don't know Nav. You know, we don't hate him or anything. You know, he's Canada as well, so we should be representing, pushing for him. But at the end of the day, man, we call it like we see him, man. It's not good rap music, you know, or if that's what we want to call it. Like,
he's just one of those guys where you're like, what? I guess he has really good beats, though. He makes really good beats for other artists. That's
true.
All right. We're hating, but we're just having fun. Nav, if you ever hear this, I don't have a personal problem with you. I just keep going, man. Canada's borders are still closed. I asked my boss for time off because of there's a wedding I wanted to go to in Arkansas. My buddy Caleb, shout out to Caleb, probably one of my best buddies. Knew him from college. He's getting married, and I'm a groomsman, and I was trying to get time off, but it turns out the borders are still closed, so I can't even leave the country right now. So,
bro, you don't want to go to the States right now, fam.
Well, I'm not trying to go to one of the big cities. Like, I'm good on that. Like, I'm not trying to go to New York. That shit looks like it's about to be the purge.
That's dope though. Congratulations to your homie.
Yeah, dude, he's like 22 or something. He also has like a really bad like history of like dating, like really. He dated a really toxic girl, and we were kind of both dating toxic girls at the same time, and so just to see him in a really happy relationship was like really, really nice to see. He's just one of those friends you got that you're just anytime you see success, you're just like super happy. So hopefully they like open up before the wedding so I can go, because that would be super fun. I really miss that guy. But I was gonna ask, so Canadian borders are closed. Do you think that is a good thing? I'm assuming I know your answer. And when they open back up, or say you can go anywhere in the world right now, you can just take a flight, go anywhere. Where would you go, and why not Florida?
Because they fucking clowning, man, and because of Florida, man. But let me see if I can find like I just saw like I'm not gonna look up the number, but it was like Florida had the largest like day of like confirmed cases during this whole pandemic, you know, and it's like, are they trying to break records? Because that's not cool, you know, like it's like, and the photo I saw was obviously like on Instagram. The photo I saw was just all of them on the beach. Like just
probably the day after it was announced to like lockdown.
Yeah, just everyone, like the beach is full. Like is the whole city on the beach? Because that's obviously how they get in COVID. Like,
I know a lot of people from Florida, and they're definitely the type to just not give a fuck.
There are now more confirmed cases in the state of Florida than in all of Canada. So they need to keep that border shut, bro. Like
they just need to get rid of Florida. I think that's the answer. I think after all this, we can like look at Florida and be like, you know what? Let's build a wall around Florida only.
Florida gave us Rick Ross, though.
Did it? And Flow Rider. I don't know. That kind of cancel each other out. What's Florida's population? I'm looking it up. This shit is about to be like, damn, they have got a lot of people there. There's 21 million people in Florida. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
So, man, like, yeah. Anyways, I think that they should keep the border shut 100%. And if I could go anywhere right now, it would be to a world where there is no COVID, fam. Because I can't.
Come on. You can take anywhere in the world. COVID exists, bro.
Exactly. That's the point. Why would there's nowhere in the world I want to go, bro.
Well, say there's no COVID anymore. Just be like,
well, that's the point. Well, then that's the point I'm making, man.
Where'd you go? Where are you going?
All right. COVID's over. Man. Man, I don't know, man. I feel like there's definitely still going to be like social anxiety when this thing is over. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
dude. I don't know if I'll shake a hand again.
Yeah, like
I was at a party, or like I went, not a party, but I saw some friends, and my buddy shook my hand, and I shook his hand. I'm like, this is wrong. Like this. Like I feel disgusting. Like that man's hand is filth. But yeah, dude.
Man.
Let's just say America's not insane right now, and America's back to being America, where they're actually just like, you know, able to coexist with each other. And I'd probably go. I would really love to go to Arkansas right now. Like right now, like I just really want to go there. I have really fond memories of Arkansas. When we travel for like touring and stuff in the future, we'll definitely do a show there at some point, and you'll get to see it and shit. Like the whole crew will get to see it. And yeah, man, it's a really special place. I really do miss my guys there. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess if I could go to a place right now and there was no COVID, it'd probably be like New York or Los Angeles. I've actually never been to either one.
Bro, you gotta go to New York. You would love New York, bro.
I know I would.
That shit is so ill.
New York and Los Angeles. I'd want to go to both.
Yeah.
So yeah, when this shit is over, for sure.
Hopefully they're still cities at some point, you know.
They've not fucking torn themselves apart.
Yeah.
No, they'll still be cities.
No, they'll be good. Yeah. I believe like I don't think I think everything's gonna I think 2020 is about to be like, if just say they find a cure, which I bet I don't know if they'll find a cure, but they gotta do something, man. Like
I think they will. They'll find a vaccine. I think so.
You think? Okay. You're positive.
They're at it. Like I know that they're researching every facility that has the tools.
Yeah.
And the heads to do it. That's what they're doing right now. There's nothing else they could be doing. You know, there's not like, yo, I'm working on this other thing. Like, no, you know, like I watched Global Fest. I don't know if you heard of that. It was kind of like a world concert, a virtual concert by Global TV. It aired like last night, like from 10 to midnight, I think. It was hosted by The Rock. Migos and Justin Bieber performed in it. Who else? Jay Bavlin, some Nigerian artists. Like it was a whole thing, right? All these like celebrities came just like to talk. But it was obviously like a virtual concert, so it was obviously more music. But in between, you know, it would go to like research facilities, you know, and it would just show like it would talk to the head scientist there, and he would just talk about how like they're at it every day. You know, they're trying to like work on a vaccine. This is his team. This is what they're doing. They're doing trial tests. Like it just, for me, it was like, I watched the full 2 hours of it, and there were at least maybe 5 different labs or whatever at different parts of the world, you know, that are just, that's what they're doing. This guy's just waking up trying to fucking
kill
COVID like he's the only one. Like, yeah. But no, it gave me hope, man. It gave me hope that like something's being done. Like, I'm like, yo, these, you know, because at the end of the day, like, all these people as well, like it's not just a job for them as well. Like the one, like they interviewed some people in the lab, and you know, they were just like, you know, talking about how like where they've come from, and they know like they're impoverished neighborhoods and whatnot, or they have like family members, they have like older relatives right now that they can't see. You just see how personal it is for these people who are like, you know, they're not like frontline workers. You're not going to go save lives. You know what I mean? Like that, but what they're doing is going to save lives, you know what I mean? And they're taking it that seriously.
Right.
And so it is giving me hope.
That's great, man. You think The Rock will be the president or run for president?
I don't know, man. He was looking stoic. He was looking solid, man. He was, you know, I was like, man, this looks like a strong leader, bro.
I feel like I would definitely, I don't even know if I look at his policies. I'd just be like, vote for The Rock.
You know, again, I don't know much about American politics, you know, down to the nooks and crannies of it. But yeah, you know what? I feel like if you're asking me like when Obama was president, could The Rock be president? I would be asking you like, yo, is he qualified? Like what kind of, you know, like what credentials does he have? All that stuff. But, you know, based on who the current president is, can The Rock be the president? Yes, bro.
Like, he'd probably win really fast.
Like,
I don't know whatever happened to Kanye running for. And I remember when Kanye said he was running for president, and he said it like we should have already known. He's like, and yes, I'm running for president. I'm like, what do you mean? And yes, we didn't know. No one assumed that, but yeah, it's an interesting time. Okay. So you would go to New York or Los Angeles, man. I think I want to live in New York one day, man. That should just, when it's all good and things aren't crazy and people are more civilized again, and there's shows. New York that's a place I want to have a little place to live there, you know. But yeah, so that's national news though.
Yeah. On to the local. So Calgary no longer in a state of emergency, but is it safe? So we kind of just touched on this, you know, with the whole like keeping the border shut thing. No, it's not safe, fam. Like we just, where's the one article I sent to you? Just kind of about COVID-19 watch called in Calgary Center by Alberta Health. So kind of like at a condo downtown, there was a breakout this past week. And so they're kind of monitoring the situation. But maybe 2-3 weeks ago, we just entered our second phase and left a state of emergency. So we're no longer in a state of emergency. And, definitely I've been out and about. There's definitely this carefree attitude now. People are like, COVID's not out there anymore. And then we get shit like this, where there's an outbreak, at a living facility, so is it safe? Honestly, I think nothing has changed. Like, I think until they find a vaccine, for the most part, I think us being quarantined for the last 3 months definitely helped, like they said, shorten the curve. Because I think my understanding of what the quarantine was that, this virus hits, and in a Western place, like in a place like here, that where our doctors are good, the medicine is good, we should be able to combat this thing, even if everyone was to get it, and so if the course of this virus is, us having this virus in the country is going to be the whole of summer 2020, then we're looking at the peak to be, March, April, those months. And then it should be starting to come, that curve should start to come down around now, June, July, and even if people are getting it now, it's still on the downside. It shouldn't be as high as it was before. And that was, so the purpose of the quarantine was to keep people inside during the highest point of that curve, so that less, if everyone's going to get it during the highest point, let's try to minimize as many people are getting it, by keeping people quarantined. So I think we made it past the projected part of that curve. Now, they're saying everything is good, but the fact is that curve is just a projection, that's what it was then. And I feel like the projection is always changing, I kind of feel like we're in the middle of a curve right now. It's not even, that's how I feel like. I feel like the initial projection that led them to say phase 2 is going to happen at this time was based on the fact that, all right, it looks like we're getting a lot of cases right now, but that, what I mean? That's not the case. I mean, that was the case at the time. People did quarantine, but people are back out again. And that's about to be the case again, So I don't know. People are talking about a second wave that could happen. And when I see stuff like this, where they say, COVID we're in phase 2, we're no longer in a state of emergency. I think I was telling you, I had a friend on Facebook who was just posting, and she was like, oh, I'm just out in a restaurant, in post-COVID days, we're so excited to go out and get back to doing our usual stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just, it was a cute picture, I was like, yo, I want to like this, but I'm like, I can't condone this ignorance,
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, that's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about this.
Bruh. Yeah. I don't know, dude. It's well, I do feel like, man, I feel like for a lot of people, it's obviously it's you don't want to get sick and you don't want to get anyone else sick. But a lot of people are probably just wanting to go back to work because a lot of these girls that I see or these girls that work at restaurants or certain job outlets, they love their job. So they definitely want to go back. And so they're kind of, I could imagine that a lot of these people are kind of just even the slightest chance of all right, you can go to wherever, or you can go back to work. They're probably just going to run with it immediately and just try to block out the freaking reality of the situation.
That's dangerous though. That's the point I'm making, It's everyone's out and about, we should be out and about right now. That makes sense. But, for me, it's just that mindset. It's just that that's dangerous. This chick, I don't know her really like that, but I'm like, that's her mind. That's his day. I don't want to see her. I'm not, if she invites me to anything, I'm not chilling with her because obviously she's not taking this shit seriously. That's, that's all I got from that post.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah. So to answer the question, is it safe to be out right now? No.
Mm-hmm.
So just be cautious, guys. Yeah, sanitize.
Yeah,
social distancing.
Don't shake hands. Just don't. It's just weird. It's a weird experience now. Pound. I might still do the lifted handshake though, because that shit is just so ill. Like,
Word.
but we'll have to wear gloves.
We're coming out of it, man. I'm hoping that we'll be out of this. I don't know, man. It could be any word.
I'm excited.
I saw like people are doing. I saw Darian is doing like a show, a Canada Day show, at like the park by Olympic Plaza.
Oh, I'll go to that. That'd be fun. I would love to do something on Canada Day. I never celebrate. I never like go out or anything. So
I don't know.
That'd be sick. Can we perform? I'd be down. That'd be fun.
You could probably reach out to him, and if you wanted to perform, he actually reached out to me and asked me, and I got back to him like pretty quickly, and I was just like, no, just I don't know because the huh?
He might have reached out already. I don't know.
Yeah, all right, you're not on this thing, but yeah, it's just that's just what was coming to my mind, man. Like when he asked me, like, yo, Canada Day, these are even the amount of artists he's trying to have perform is already like making me anxious about COVID, you know? Like, so are we just gonna be backstage together? You know, and then yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I've been out every Canada Day since I've been in Canada. In Calgary as well. It was one year I went to Vancouver, but same thing. We were out like in the downtown parading and shit. Everyone's always out like on Canada Day, like downtown. People are always out. We walk around, we get drunk, and then we'll be downtown till like midnight to do the fireworks, right? But I think this is gonna be the first year where it's gonna be down like drastically the amount of people that are outside, you know. But who knows, right? Like again, yeah, right? I don't know, but we'll see.
I might be one of those dumbass people in the city walking around. I'm not gonna drink because I don't drink anymore, but I don't know. Hopefully I can start dating this one chick, but yeah. So I guess I don't know. Is it safe to go out? No.
It's not, bro.
It's literally the exact same.
Exactly. Yeah, it's the same. So go out with caution. As I saw in a comment recently, may the best immunity or what was it?
Yeah, be the odds ever be in your favor. It was the Hunger Games thing. I think you brought it up earlier.
Yeah, it was may the best immune system win and may the odds be ever in your favor. I'm like, that's really what it is right now, you know, like that's like you're taking a chance every time.
It's true.
Real shit. So yeah, on to our next thing here. What is new with you musically, Soy?
Not much. I got a project coming out July 17th. I'm excited. I am just currently starting a new job, so I'm kind of lining up some ways to start doing some brand building, but I need money to do that, so I gotta work for a little bit and just save up and stock up on some cash. But bro, same old. I got back on the dating apps. I'm out here trying to find my wife, and so
no, you're not. You're not trying to find a wife on these apps, bro. Get out of here.
Trying to find a wife for now. I try, but it just sees right through me.
You sound as silly as the girls that are on there who have it in their like profile, like, yo, if you're just looking for a fuck buddy,
yeah,
don't hit me up.
Yeah, how's it going? No.
You know, every dude that's hitting you up is exactly doing that.
I did. Yeah. This is where I went wrong, man. So I had this girl and we had this date lined up. We were going to get coffee and she was really nice, but she was being a little too forward for me. Whereas like, she was like texting me like, good night, love. And like, we never even met. And it was like, kind of like, it was a little too much for me. And she's like saying stuff like, well, now that we're going to be spending so much time together, I'm like, we haven't even been on a date. So I was like, so clearly she's just decided that we're going to start dating. So I'm like, okay, let me see what I can do with this. Cause I'm a piece of garbage. So I was like, hey, like, would you rather, let's, instead of coffee, you know what? Let's go to dinner. Let's grab some dinner. We'll go out to like Chianti's or something. I forgot that I'm broke. And because I'm not using the CRB right now, because I'm just starting this new job, and I feel like if they conflict, that I'll get in big trouble. So I kind of have to be broke for a little while. But I hit her up again, like an idiot. I text her, and I literally was just like, "Hey, like, how about instead of like going out for dinner, like a real date, you come over to my place, and we order pizza and watch a movie." And I didn't even think anything from it, because I thought in my head, I was like, all right, so like she already thinks that we're like gonna be dating, so like let me see where she's at, and like if this is like something she'll want to do, because I don't have to spend money, and then we can actually just like have a good time or whatever. And then I didn't hear from her. I go to work. I work for like 12 hours. I come home, don't see her respond, and so I'm like, oh shit. So I text her and I was like, damn. And then she texts back. She's like, what? And I said, well, you ghosted me. So I'm like, what the heck? Like, I thought we had plans. And then she's like, well, it seems like you were just like hitting me up for like a booty call. And then I was like, oh shit.
Oh,
And then I kind of explained the situation, and then I apologized. And then I kept thinking about it, and I was just like, God, how is there already this much drama? I haven't even seen this girl in person. Like, I'm already apologizing for something. I'm like, so I stopped. I just deleted her number.
man, you messed up by offering a girl dinner, man. I feel like
That was too much, wasn't it? Yeah.
girls love dinner, man. You know, that's like, it's important to them, you know? So you just like, yo, here's the dinner card. Like, yo, he's real, like pulling that away, but you still want to come over.
I switched it from dinner at a nice restaurant to coming over and ordering a pizza and watching a movie. Yeah, like I didn't have ulterior motives. She saw that shit was hilarious. I felt really bad because she was really sweet, but she was way too much. So now I'm talking to this other girl, and she's like she's gonna be like a doctor and stuff. So I think I'll play my cards a little safer and probably just go.
Yeah, man. I don't know why you like. Yeah, you know what you did wrong,
dude.
You know what you did wrong.
Dinner was not the move, but it's like I've done it before, and I did that with my last girlfriend where we went. Well, that was bad because we went and got dinner. That was actually a great day. That was a great date, but we didn't ever. You went and got
dinner first, though, is what you said. Though you went and got dinner first.
Oh yeah. Well, no, for my ex, we went and got coffee and we talked for like 4 hours or whatever. You know, it's like that initial. Oh, we're actually getting along phase, and then we went and got dinner, and then after that, we didn't leave my house ever. It was always just she came over, and then, anyways, this is not Dr. Phil. How is your music, bro?
my music is going good, man. Like, I started recording my album finally. It's going, man. I'll see how it's gonna shape together. Yeah, man. I'm still just kind of like butthurt about like working on it by myself, but I've accepted it. My mixtape is done. I was able to finish. Finishing this mixtape kind of gave me like good, like, because I recorded this mixtape by myself, and it kind of like just gave me like a process of like what it would look like, you know, to do a project by myself. I don't know. Prior to like, I guess like I've always done mixtapes, and so, you know, recording a mixtape by myself, even though I've never done that, I was like, yeah, whatever. But when I think of like an album, I just think of my album as I put it at such a high place in my mind that I'm like, damn, I don't want to do it that way. But yeah, anyways, I've started recording the first track. It's sounding really good. The verses are sounding good. I'm happy. This is going to be the process moving forward. I've accepted it. This tape I have is called Return of the Fresh Prince. It will be out pretty soon here. I will. Oh, wait, actually, I did confirm a date. It will be out on July 3rd. And what else? What else am I working on?
I thought
No.
I heard a bar in your mixtape where you said I'm gonna have like 3 other mixtapes before the.
Oh yeah, I'm working on other. I don't know, man. Like so, basically, what is happening now is I'm just making music, man. I'm just like. But what I was doing prior to this was I was working on that tape and I was working on my album, 2 separate projects. Now I'm just making music, you know, and probably by the end of July, I'll like take 10 songs that I have and I'm like, that's the next tape. Then by the end of the next month, take another 10 songs, like that's the next tape. And then still keeping like all the stuff I want. And then at the end of it, I should still have enough tracks for an album. But yeah, I'm just making music at this point.
Nice, man.
But yeah, fuck that. I guess there's something else I wanted to say, but I'm just not remembering now. But yeah, anyways, new music on the way. Album is on the way. Yeah, stay tuned, guys.
All right.
It looked like it was still recording, man, so you'd have to cut this portion out.
Yeah, it's just gonna take like it's just a minute. I'll cut it out. Yeah.
So musically, yeah, man, I remember what I was gonna say. The tape is dropping on the platforms, on every platform, on July 3rd. So it's gonna be out on July 3rd, and it's dropping everywhere on July 3rd.
Everywhere?
Everywhere on July 3rd, and SoundCloud. It'll be and Audio Mac. And yeah, album on the way, but that's what I was trying to remember. It will be out everywhere.
Cool. I found a really cool like little app called Linktree. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
Do you use that?
Yeah, it's the link that's in my Instagram bio.
Okay, word. Yeah, I just found it out. I just found it the other day because I always saw artists had that, and I was like, what the fuck? It took me like 5 seconds to figure it out.
I don't know, man. I've kind of found that like if the ultimate goal with Instagram is to drive traffic to the link in your bio, which most people are doing most of the time, it can be expecting of too many people if your link is doing multiple things. You know what I mean? Like, is what I found. I remember when I first started using Linktree, I think was like during my campaign, because I was like trying to get people to like go to my website. I was trying to get people to support the campaign. I was trying to get people to check out like something that we all know. Like, so I was like, on every post, I'd be like, yo, check out something that we all know, do this. And I'm like, they're not going to do either, bro. There's too many things for them to do, you know, like, so I'm just saying like, there's definitely is a way to use it. I feel like if you're trying to get people to like, yo, check out my album, the only link that should be there should be the album link, you know? So there's no like, there's no clicking on it. And it's like, what options? No. Yeah. Don't make it hard. You need the way I read one of the marketing things I was reading was just saying you need to make the process for a new fan as simple as possible, because you know firsthand from being someone like on the internet, or you know what I mean? Like if you're trying to buy something and you make it to checkout and then you start having second thoughts, you know how easy it is to just abandon it and like leave it there, right? So again, I'm not selling something that involves people checking out, but it's kind of, you're trying to get people to go through a process. When you make a post and say, click the link in my bio, you're trying to get people to a process.
Right.
I just went like all marketing in this video. I don't know why. Like,
yeah, damn. But that's exciting, man. I'm excited to hear it with the transitions and all that. I've heard it. It's already super fire. The last song is definitely my favorite song. What's that?
Word, bless, bro.
That shit
it's called I Don't Want to Cry.
Yeah.
I was gonna say next week we should play like some of our music in this, like for our section.
Oh, word.
Because when is your project will be dropping? Like just like 2 weeks after that next week, right?
Yeah.
Your project drops the 3rd Friday of July.
I can play a song here real quick. I'll play just like 40 seconds or something. This is called Trip. It's from me and Dawson's new project. Some silhouettes dancing, romancing, smoking hash. I see if I'm passing the one view. Those bitch, she told me that I'm handsome. I got 30
I'm feeling this, man. Very boom bap.
Dang. I said, put your motherfucking hands to the sky. Put your middle finger up. Are you real or not? Think I really give a fuck? Can you feel it now? They're like, God damn. Just put LSD in me. My eyes are bleeding. Trying to. That's a missile preview.
Yeah, I'm feeling that.
I don't know how well you can hear it on the.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, man, because you need to start. Well, you need to point your mic to the speakers if you're gonna do that.
That would have made way more sense. I was like,
I mean, I still heard it, but like, yeah, it's not gonna be the best for the listeners.
My neighbors were just like, shut the fuck up. But yeah, you got anything you want to play?
I'll play a verse I did from a homie recently.
Whose song is it?
It's actually one of my a childhood friend. He lives in the UK, and he's like I used to work on music with him when we were younger, but he's just kind of like getting into it now. So it's kind of like an experimental project for him.
Is he a rapper?
Yeah.
Is he on that grime scene?
No, he's not, man. I feel like the grime scene is like it's like trap music, you know, it's like trap rap.
It is.
Almost. It's hard though.
Dope. Fucking Jay showed me a guy the other day that was like rapping about like insecurities. I'm just like, oh shit. But it was like a UK type beat. It was pretty dope.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I don't have the final version of the mix yet.
From that nigga unbothered with the criticism, they don't believe him. And for me, that's enough to keep on giving. Get all I got, so fucking 9 to 5 is rhyme and die. Squad rhyme is if I have my hand on the Bible of God. From that nigga fully on, known for putting on like a young LeBron. Been a don since my high school prom. We movie from young, now we make movies and songs. You can hate if you want, but turn off the tape and have your name singing along. Cause cops don't want to see a nigga win. It's probably one posse chillin', would rather see me up in prison. So they won't catch me slipping. I stay factual spitting. Like young boy, I'm reppin' while I see Canada.
Yo, I'm just realizing he cut my verse, bro. So I'm gonna have to call this dude. There's a fucking bar missing. Yeah, no, man, I'm gonna have to call this dude up.
Damn, I was feeling that. It sounded like you were riding the shit out of that beat. That sounded fire. It's starting to sound some like.
What was that?
No, keep playing it.
My hand on the Bible of God. I'm that nigga fully on, known for putting on like a young LeBron. Been a don since my high school prom. We movie from young, now we make movies and songs. You can hate if you want, but turn off the tape and have your name singing along. Cause cops don't want to see a nigga win. It's probably one posse chillin', would rather see me up in prison. So they won't catch me slipping. I stay factual spitting. Like young boy, I'm reppin' while I see Canada till we pass the mission.
Yeah, man, I gotta like.
How do you cut a bar?
He cut out 4 bars. He cut out 8 bars actually, because it cut out 4 bars. The verse is supposed to be 4 bars. He wanted me to switch up my flow like every single time 4 bars came up. And I did that, but then the one flow, you just said like, oh, I was just being too lyrical, and like he wanted me to like dumb down he wanted me to like ride the beat more is what he was saying. And I was like, I don't know, man. The bars were, I spoke my desires into the universe and was tasked with devotion. Now I'm focused, plus this COVID shit got me masking emotions. Still thirsty bitches want to get a sip of this African potion. I might let them take a dip, but then I'm back to my emotions. And then
that sounds hard.
It is hard as fuck, bro. Like, you know, and that's what I was telling him. Like, I was telling him I'm not changing that, bro. And he was like, I guess he just cut it. He was asking me to change it.
Damn, that's disrespectful.
Yeah, bro. Like that's disappointing to find out just now, man. So I gotta like
That mask line was slick, bro. Like that needs to be in the song.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know, man. I thought it was in the song. I thought it was just.
You're too technically lyrical. We need to demo. That's a crazy thing to ask a rapper.
What he said made sense. He was like, he fucked with the verse.
Yeah.
And he said like his manager, whoever's working on it with him, was like he's doing some Kendrick shit there. He needs to like just get right in the beat, you know. I'm like, it sounds like you're telling me I need to dumb down the bars, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. I did another track with him, but I don't even want to listen to that on this thing right now because he might have cut it as well. No, I know
It's just like
cut it,
a bar. You cut 15 bars? All right. Yeah, cool. Cool.
So yeah, last thing here is well, artist motivation and conclusion. So artist motivation. I didn't write anything down today, so I guess I'll just like, I usually reference other people's stuff, but like I guess I'll just like motivate people, guys. I feel like, being an artist can be hard, like definitely it's definitely you definitely have nights sometimes where you're just like, man, this is ever gonna work out. It's so easy to just be in your own like head sometimes. But I feel like it's so important to remember, whatever it was that whenever you get into that zone. I know that because I was just recently in a zone like that just last night. And I know like whenever you get into like one of those zones, like the best thing you can do for yourself is remind yourself of a time when you were excited to work on music or work on a record, in recent times or whatever. And just try to like, embody that, just try to remember, I guess they say this with anything, like, whenever you're losing interest in something, remind yourself why you're doing it. Why did you fall in love with this thing in the first place? What is it you're trying to get out of this, and fall in love with it again, if you have to, and get back on it, keep making it happen, so yeah, just some encouragement, guys. Just make this music thing happen by any means, guys. I guess I'm saying that to myself as well and to you, Soy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you take us away with the conclusion?
Yeah. So follow us on Instagram. I'm at the only true soy. Polo is Poliano __Don. Is that right?
Yeah.
I'll have the Instagrams at the bottom. Also, please subscribe. Please like this video. It really helps out. Hit the notification bell so you get up to date anytime we release something. We're going to be having music videos. We're going to be having probably more ciphers in the future. I'm saying like we're going to do ciphers with like Kendrick Lamar and shit, and we're going to be able to keep up. I'm just putting that out there in the universe because I believe that will be, anyways. But yeah, so please check out our music. I have an album on the way called On the Search for More. It's very special to me. There's a lot of really great tracks on there. Honestly, I love the whole thing. It's just very, very personal. It's kind of just an introspective album, which is normally what my projects are, or just like an introspective look at my life. And there's some current things, there's some past things, and there's some things that are more abstract. Definitely check out Songs About Girls classic EP. We'll probably have a sequel if things go well, and which I'm very excited to make because the making of the first one was really, really fun. We got to get all those girls back.
We're gonna get hotter girls, bro. What are you talking about?
They might hear this, bro. What the
You gotta
fuck?
step this up, bro.
They're nice girls.
They need to hear this, bro. Like,
yo, what? Are you gonna send this clip? It's like
you need to hear this, bro.
I don't agree.
Just as we want the music, just as we want the music on the second version, on the Songs About Girls 2 to be better, the cover art has to be better, and I don't, yes, we can try to get the same photographer to shoot a better picture with the same girls, or we can just get better girls,
God damn. All right, well,
so
ladies, that was Show who said that. I think you're beautiful. You know,
all the girls on the cover are beautiful. Don't get me wrong. All of them are beautiful.
I'm
I
just
love you
trolling
guys.
you, bro.
I'm being real as shit. You know, like we're gonna get hotter girls for the next one.
all right.
We're
Well,
gonna make that happen. You what the hell? You think we're gonna do two? I have the same girls and we're gonna get dissed for that, bro. Like you joking? Nah, bro.
I didn't even think of it that way. I thought it would just be a fun little callback.
Bunch of different girls every time, bro.
Well, we got to have more than 5. I think it was 5 last time. Also,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure 2 of the girls didn't like me at all, so it was a very weird chemistry. But I was having a little too much fun that day. I'll just put it that way. We all got a little drunk, at least I did, and yeah. At one point, one of the girls came up and she's like, "You're such a flirt." I'm like, "Oh God, what am I doing right now? What the fuck am I doing?" Yeah, that was a fun day. I remember Stefan came up and he's like, we got to go get drinks. And it was so cold outside. It was legit freezing. And we had to sprint to the liquor store to get drinks. And then we like got lost a bit. It was pretty crazy. That was a fun day. But anyways, Songs About Girls out on all streaming platforms, and A Dying Breed, which is bar heavy. And it is actually it's kind of a look into, it's a very different album. It's a very different it has a very unique sound to it. So I would highly suggest checking that out. I'll have it all linked in the bio for the YouTube video. If you're on Spotify, you can literally just look up Lifted Ones, Soy, Polo Show. All the artists on the label are going to have music coming out, so we're going to have that umbrella of the label. And yeah, check out our Lifted Ones account, IG, lifted_ones. That's also on Instagram. And thank you for listening, guys. This was Just Kicking It, episode 5. So yeah, have a wonderful day.
Peace, guys.